Up. All right, let me start back. So hopefully, your parents, your grandparents, if your grandparents have a home, 9 times 10, whatever home they live in, does not cost the same amount, and you can't sell it for the same amount they bought it for. It's going to cost more. So when people say that thing, you lose money in real estate, I just don't see it for myself. And I don't believe that. I believe you make a lot of money in real estate and it's going to appreciate over time. If you can name one person right now that literally cannot go to the bank and borrow against their home, if they had it for over 10 years, they'll have money there. Actually, once you make about 12 years of buying your house, you start getting a lot of letters in the mail about refinance because you're getting to about that 15 to 18 year mark and you're basically finna start paying mostly towards principal. They want to refinance so you can pay towards the interest again. So they trying to trap you, right? So if you have a house for about 10 to 15 years, now you're about to start paying into your actual principal. Most time you paying interest only up front, little principal. Um, you can leverage the equity. That's what I was telling you about with kids, right? You have a kid, age 0, then all of a sudden, 15 years down the road, you can take a line of credit against a home and buy them a house. I mean, buy them a car. Send them on a vacation when they graduate. Do other things, but with cash. You don't have to do it with the money out of your bank and the money that you're working with. You can leverage that and let the tenant pay it back. Cash flow. Most important thing you can know is that, hey, if you get anything in a positive over the amount of your expenses, you're winning. You're winning. And when you first start, my first deal, I was making $50 a month. That's it, $50 profit a month. But that $50 made me feel real good because that's what I paid my water bill with. I can pay my water bill with somebody else's money. That's great. And I got the confidence. And then I went back and said, okay, how can I get my cell phone bill paid? Right. So I'm not looking for big wins right off the back. I'm looking for learning from the process. I'm looking at how I can put money in my pocket and how can I cover my bills. If you see what I said about retirement, I'm like, okay, let's start the small bills first, and then let's go for the bigger bills. Once I start getting my mortgages paid, my car insurance paid, my home insurance paid, my utilities paid. Now, guess what? I'm working, I'm living in retirement, and my check that comes from me working a job is my check. The people that's renting my properties are actually paying for my way of life. That's the simplest way I can put this, right? So cash flow is very important to have over time. You're eligible for tax deduction because you have rental properties. You're actually doing the government a favor, and by doing the government a favor by giving houses and homes to people, they actually decide to give you a tax break. So you got some called depreciation, and that depreciation happen over time, and that's a profit for you in your pocket during tax time. If you know anything about business, you get taxed after you pay all the bills. So when I do Burr method, I buy a house that's raggedy and busted up. I put a 70 grand into it, right? I refinance it. When I refinance it, that's tax-free money. So that cash that come back to me, once it's worth like $100,000, that 20 to about 15 to $20,000 come in my pocket, right? Come in my pocket. So you don't get all the $30,000 back. You don't get a percentage of that money back, but that's cash in my pocket right away. Then I'm rolling, and then each year I'm cash flowing on that rental property, right? So I'm cash flowing on a rental property because I'm renting out for $1,000 a month. Then not only that, I get a depreciation, right? So hey, the tax man figure out, hey, what percentage can you write off every year? So that's pretty sexy when you get that many breaks right off the bat. The other part to that is because I spent $70,000 on a house, I made no money. So any rent I made is going to be a wash. I just burnt $70,000. So the $70,000 I spent and the amount of money I got coming in, it's a wash. It's a wash. So it's pretty sexy when you get to that point. Guys, if you go to Investing Now 2021, you can get on my calendar, right? You can get on my calendar. We can talk more in detail about that, but that's pretty sexy when you can do that. And again, I said great retirement plan. This is why I do this. You don't need a lot of money. You just need to start, right? By working with a lot of other people. you can get their money and use their money to leverage their money. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in detail. So you got a lot of strengths when it comes to real estate, right? People need homes. People need homes, right? The interest rates are not that great right now. Since the interest rates are not that great right now, you have a lot of people that want to sell their homes and people are not buying them. These are opportunities for you to serve them. These are opportunities for you to be creative and say, hey, I'm willing to take your house subject to the existing loan, right? Even though because nobody's buying your house because the interest rate's so high, they can't afford it. Well, I'm willing to take over what you already have and start covering that note for you, right? That's pretty cool if you can do that with other people. You have an increase in property value. Over time, if you keep a property, like I said, for like 5 to 10 years, that house is worth more. It's worth more. The neighborhood has built up, the community has built up. You have an opportunity to win even bigger because it's not a lot of money. Um, so it depends. It depends when you say what considers not a lot of money. I don't know what you think is a lot of money. For me, my numbers are different than yours because I've been in real estate for quite a while. And I done wrote checks and signed checks for $50,000 to $70,000, and that's like no money to me. So for me to say that a lot of money to you, I don't know what number that be for you. But I would say getting in real estate, you know what I'm saying, 10 grand, 10 grand is a good number, to say that that's a safe number to say I can get started with real estate for sure. And that's to me not any money. That's nothing. I don't know any other business you can start with 10 grand. All right, so you can increase. So that's enough about that. Negotiation skills. If you work with us, Coach Joe is the beast with negotiation. He know how to talk to anyone. He know how to get folks to do things that other people just can't do, right? And that's why I partner with him, because I don't care for talking to people and negotiating and haggling people and telling them, hey, I need the best price and cheapest price. But Coach know how to say it without saying that. So he's great at that piece. I'm more of the, hey, get it done, I'll pay you. Get it done, I'll pay you. You give me your best offer, and I'll go with that. So I'm not that great at that haggling skill, but Coach is great at that. He know how to get them down. When it comes to the ability to locate deals, we teach you that as well. It's several ways. I will tell you right now off the back, you got people that dying every day. You got people that getting divorced every day. And you got people that got too much debt, bankruptcy. Those are 3 areas I would say that you can go out there right now. If you know people getting divorced, they got to give up that house. They don't want to keep the house. They don't want to split it, and then they don't want to fight over it. And some people got bad memories in it. You got people passing every day. If they die, they can't live there anymore, right? The family probably do not want that home. The family may can't afford that home. You can help them. That's called probate leads. And then I said debt. You got bankruptcy. People that file bankruptcy, they got too much debt. Hey, they need out. They're looking for assistance. That's 3 Ds right off the bat. The 4th D is disasters, right? You have people like me that's from Louisiana, and you have natural disasters happen all the time. Hurricanes, tornadoes come through and rip up the place. And guess what? That's a disaster. The people take the insurance money and they run. Those are opportunities for you to win. All right. Now, like I said, pre-foreclosures or foreclosures, we look at the pre-foreclosure part. We don't want them when they foreclose. We really want them before they get foreclosed. And that's the part where you can help them out and take over a house subject to the existing loans. If they are on their way to foreclosure and you have time to buy the property, you may can short sell it. Short sell it. And again, subject to is a creative financing deal. Lease option is a creative financing deal. These are different ways to take over that home and with little to no money down. And that's less than 10 grand right there. Less than 10 grand, right? You probably can do that for like about 3 grand, get a house. Now, the market is what it is right now. Again, this market is a funny market because the interest rate's up. People not making more money. So people are not buying as they usually do. The folks that are buying are real estate investors that already know what they're doing. That's the one that buying, I think, right now. You have people moving in new neighborhoods, new communities, new states, new cities. They have to buy, so they're buying. Right now, I'm getting my house ready for the market to sell now. I'm moving from North Carolina back to Louisiana, and I have to figure out, hey, let me go ahead and make my first floor pretty, right? Let me make it nice. Second floor, it look good. It's good enough. so that everybody can say, hey, if I'm entertaining, the first floor is where everybody gonna be at. So I have to pay a little bit of money in. I got to put something in to get something out. But I'm not going to sell my house. I'm going to rent it. My son told me he want to keep the house because he may want to move back here. So I said, no problem. I will keep it just for you. So I'm still going to do what I'm going to do to this first floor to make it nice enough that, hey, everybody want to rent this property. All right. So you have other ways to make money and other threats against you as well. You have hedge funds out there, people that just putting their money together and then and they can buy more, buy faster and buy quicker. And that's what we're trying to create as well. People that just want to get in real estate, don't know what they're doing, but they have the money and the finance and say, hey, all right, let's put your money to work for you so you can make money with your money, right? So that's a great way to get into real estate, but we don't have the money that these hedge funds have. Right now, buyers are buying. The actual investors are buying it. They're taking a house out the market. They're 150 grand, the 200 grand, and whatever the market is that the normal people buy it, they're buying them quickly and they're renting them out. I don't know if y'all heard about JP Morgan. They Chase Bank, they are the biggest landlords now. You know, the banks start buying houses to rent them out. So, you know, it's crazy. They're seeing opportunities and we just can't compete against them. So the buyers are buying. And the people that's buying for one time buy like a home to live in, you pretty much a one time or two-time buyer. You don't buy those houses all the time. Only investors buy houses all the time, right? So that's the way we talk about that. Make sure nobody get in. All right, I don't see anything. All right, so ways to invest. You're a passive investor or active investor. I already kind of hit on this. The person that's getting out there grinding, that's finding deals, that's doing burr, that's literally, you know, looking through the MLS, looking through Zillow, looking through all the ways of finding deals, driving for dollars. They're active investors. They're taking an active role on making the money in real estate. You have passive investors are people that says, hey, I work a full-time job. I would love to get in real estate. I would like my money to make money, but I just don't have the time to go out there and look for deals. I just don't have the time to go out there and manage a job, a rehab, right? So I rather invest my money and let my money make money. That's why we're creating hedge funds. So our money can make money, and folks that don't have the time, we can do it for them. And we're actually, myself and Joe is talking about creating a done for you, where, hey, we go out there, find a deal. You tell us how much money you're trying to make on your money. If the deal worked, we present that deal to you. And then, hey, guess what? You be a private investor and you make that return on your money. And it's just too simple. That's a win-win-win. You don't have time to do all the other stuff, but you want to make your money make money. And you don't want to gamble with the stock market. You don't want to gamble with crypto. All that is, you're substantial, right? You're out there thinking that, hey, this may happen, but in real estate, it will happen. It will happen. There ain't no guessing to it. It's going to happen. All right. I'm going to add sober living. Sober living is one of the things I'm looking at right now, helping homeless people out as well. But as of right now, you have several ways to make money. My bread and butter, and I like to tell everybody, wholesaling is how you get started in real estate. I would fight tooth and nail with anybody telling that if you're not starting wholesaling, you're not starting with business. I'm skipping the rental because that's just common sense pretty much, right? Just think about it. If you was right now for the store selling a product, if you're going to sell a product on Amazon.com, or you going to go and pay full price for the product you're going to sell to someone else and try and charge them higher? Or are you going to try and work with somebody in Alibaba, I think that's what they call it, or in China, or on Temu or whatever it is, the new stuff that's coming out? You're going to try and find a discounted price for the product that you want to sell. So if you're trying to get in real estate and you don't know how to find a discounted product, then I just don't know how you're going to be successful in real estate. I cannot help you. So if you don't understand wholesaling, and it's sad that people think that it's a bad thing and they put a bad name to it. And there's some people out there that did some bad things that they don't know what the hell they're doing. But nonetheless, wholesaling is the way to get started in real estate, because you got to understand what a deal is. You got to understand what ARV is, after repair value. You have to understand what neighborhoods to buy in and how much houses are selling for. You have to understand what comps are. You have to understand what your buyer want and what you want. And if you don't understand those things, then how are you going to learn it? You're not going to learn it going out with creative financing. You're not going to learn it with subject to, right? But you can learn what a deal is with wholesaling. So I live by wholesaling, right? That's the 5-figure formula right there. If you understand that trick, you in the barbershop, or you in the beauty shop, or you in the beauty salon, what have you, I don't know what they call it, male salons, whatever. If you in there and they're talking about somebody wanting to sell a house and you listening and you say, hey, let me know more about that. And you look into it, hey, give me the address, and you look it up and you call them, you make an offer and accidentally make some money. I mean, that's all I can say about that. However, once you get great at understanding what a deal is, then I say move forward with getting your rentals and going forward with lease options, with seller finance, subject to deals, fix and flips. But first, learn what a deal is, right? Learn what a bargain is, learn what to make money at. So if you want short-term leases, and you buy college campuses, you can do those rent. You can be a dormitory. And I know folks say, hey, I don't want them college kids in my house, tearing my house up. Guys, you got insurance, right? And you can require the kids to have insurance to whomever stay in your house. So if they do tear your house up, you found their insurance and not yours. That's pretty sexy right there when you put that mark against them and not you. And that's that easy. So you can do that. Airbnb is still going on. It's not as sexy no more because you have too many states starting to regulate it so much and too many cities. But some places it's still good. I know people still doing it and still making a lot of money. So I'm not saying it's a bad deal. Corporate rental, when you got people working on a church, working on a building, a hospital, building on a college, they need somewhere for those folks to come in out of town to stay. If you can coordinate with them and give them a location and give them a valuable price that they say, oh, you know what? I stay in a hotel, I'll be paying this. If I stay in this house, I can pay this. And I have my own room and I have my own space. Well, wow. Yeah, let's go ahead and do roommates over here. It's a little different than Airbnb because the corporation is paying you, not the person. And that's a good way to make a lot of money. Peer space is where everybody going to now, with less raises and cost of living going up so high. I'm literally right now thinking about my mom moving out of her house. Her house is paid off in full. She was so proud about it. And I'm proud for her. However, I'm thinking about buying a 5-bedroom house, telling my mom to move in with me, rent her house out, and the money that we make off of that can help with utility bills at least. But now I have someone in the house living with me that I don't have to pay a maid or someone to come clean the house. My mom gonna make sure we keep the house clean. She's gonna be mama, right? But at the same time, if I'm busy and I'm going stuff, she can take care of the baby, she can take care of everything else, and she's there. So I'm thinking about, hey, mom, move in. Why not? If it's a 5-bedroom house with enough space, right? So I'm just trying to be smarter, right? My brothers and cousins and stuff, hey, look, I want to buy some land where I can build onto it and say, hey, why you pay taxes over there? Why don't you come buy or stay in here and start building back here, right? Let's just build up. That's just my way of thinking. And that's what I'm going to, because I'm retired and I can do that now. All right. Lease options. Lease option is super cool, super cool, super cool, right? You can do that to buy a house. Your first rental, you can do that as a rental. Say, hey, I want a lease option your house from a seller, right? I want to give you some money down and I'm willing to pay you rent for a couple months until I decide to buy it. And if you know how to wholesale and you get that thing down, you get that house at a wholesale rate to lease option it, then you're winning. You're winning. You're winning, right? You're winning. You put a little bit down for something that's worth a lot, and now you're going to pay them each month, and you can have a tenant to pay them each month, and you can make that cash flow. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, right? And you can also sell a house to somebody on a lease option. Every house I have for rent, I will sell it to my tenants on a lease option. Do you hear what I said? Every house I have for rent, I would sell it to them on a lease option. And if they don't go through, then I would seller finance it to them. I will seller finance. I want to be the bank. I am going to mimic the bank. Every house I have, I want to sell it to my tenants, and I want to make their residual income for 30 years. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Subject two, if someone is bad on their time, they're behind on their payments, or they may not be behind on their payments, right? So you got two options. One, someone lost their job during COVID-19, they had some deferments, they never could rebound, they still behind. You can assist them out and take the house off their hands and take it over subject two. Then you have people that, like myself, I'm going to move from one state to another state, and I'm buying a house in this state, and I have a house in Virginia, and I have houses in Mississippi, and now I'm going to buy maybe another house. So guess what? I'm not behind on them, but I cannot afford to keep paying three different mortgages if all of them different vacant. Let's say the one in Virginia vacant, the one here vacant, and then I'm buying a house. I cannot afford to pay three mortgages. That's just eating me up. So if somebody say, hey, I would like to take over your house subject to the existing loan. You know what? Why not? Why not let you do that? And then I sell a finance it to you like that too as well. Right? So you pay me a little bit of money on top of that, and then we'll go with that. So that's a creative way to make some money. And that's a creative way for me to get my mortgage paid without me paying it. We all know what fix and flips is. That's when you find a great deal at a wholesale rate. Again, you got to buy it at a wholesale rate, fix it up, sell it for retail. So if you don't understand wholesale, you're going to be up to pat. That's all I have for y'all tonight. That's really the first step in learning how to get a five-figure formula. If you learn those tricks of the trade, first thing you need to learn is how to wholesale. Once you learn how to wholesale, I promise you this, you can accidentally make money. You can make money intentional, but you do have to grind. It's not easy. You have to grind. You have to have tough skin. You have to get past your ego, and you have to understand that people are crazy. All right. People are crazy. They get really mad and frustrated when you call them. And they crazy. So if once you understand all those things and you don't let that bother you, you can make a lot of money in real estate, a lot of money, and you can help a lot of people out in real estate. So that's all I really wanted to go over tonight. Do y'all have any questions? And I hope that y'all can hear me pretty clear. Do you have any questions? If you do, feel free to, put your thumbs up or ask the questions inside of the chat box. I have the chat box open. And let me make sure Coach Joe, did you get on? All right, not hearing any question. That's good. I want to start keeping these meeting down to 30 minutes. And if anybody, again, I apologize for anybody that tried to get in the last 2 weeks. Change the Zoom link. I took the password out. Coach. All right, let me unmute you, brother. And what is thing that? How do I unmute you? All right, I'm tripping. Oh, y'all don't know what is going on right now, man. Let me see if I can do it right here then. Oh, there you go. I just unmute you.
Good deal, good deal. What's going on, Coach? Man, great information this evening, brother. Great information.
Appreciate you, brother. What you got for us, man? Tell us about the market. Tell us something good. I know you got something
Hey,
good.
man, everything you mentioned was good. Everything you mentioned, you gave several different ways of getting started and investing in real estate and then several different methods of, once you do acquire the real estate, how to make money from it, both long-term and short-term. So you gave a lot of great information, man. Next step is really to, get on your calendar, book that session and spend some one-on-one time with you to, see how you can actually assist them with achieving their goals.
That's it. Well, I appreciate it,
That's
bro.
it.
What you
That's
been
it. So you say goals, I say make some money. So you say goal, I say make some money. It can coincide with each other, or it could be completely different. However, it is taking action and making moves. And you're definitely the right coach that have supported me, helped me get over that hump several different times to where I am. Doing both, achieving goals and making money, and I love it, brother. I love it.
Oh, man, I appreciate you for that, man. Appreciate you for doing what I asked you to do, man. Taking them ideas and running with it.
Oh, I do it quick.
Well, that's what's up. Well, listen, guys, I hope y'all get on my schedule. Looking forward to talking to you, moving forward with you, seeing how we can assist you with making some moolah, like Coach said. That's the website. That's how it work. Once you get on the website, that pop up and just jump on the schedule. All right, man. Well, y'all have a good night. I appreciate all you for staying for the whole time. That's all I got.